Good evening. Welcome to episode 112, magic number 8. Today, we have myself as usual. We have Bill, he's back. Oscar's back from across the pond. Kenny just joined us, but he's not at his chair yet, so I'll wait to bring him in the screen. Oh, here he is. Kenny's back.
There he is.
What's going on, guys?
And Jason is going to join us shortly, so we'll have the crew back together. But first, let's start with Kenny and Oscar. Gentlemen, welcome back. Jump across the pond. How was it for both of you?
You can start, Kenny. Did you recover yet?
Yeah, no, I I had a great time. It was a long, almost 3 weeks, but no, I'm glad to be back. I got a little sick towards the end of the trip, but I'm just kicking it now, so I'm feeling a little bit better.
He's on the mend. How was the? I know you visited the stadium. How was that?
Oh, obviously amazing. I got my little cousin was there, so I got his first time. I got him all excited to do the tour and the museum, and I think he's 7 years old, so it's always fun to just experience it through a kid's eyes for the first time. So we've got another fan behind us for sure.
Made you feel like a kid again.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Loved it. They kept telling me, he's like, oh, we got to go to a game. You got to get us to a game. I'm like, we're not in town for the games, unfortunately. So
next time.
Yeah. Next time.
Oscar, how was your trip across the pond?
Man, it was awesome. I got to see the guys from the Portuguese podcast, and most of them. I saw João probably like about 10 times, legit. Like walking by him, and I'm like, "Hey, caray, aqui no, hey, caray." He goes, "Hey, look, legit." Like every other corner month, like on an off day too, I would see Joel. I'm like, "What the hell? This guy's all over the place." But it was awesome. I had fun. I saw Kenny there. It was a great time. It was a good time. I go every year, so like to me, it's just another year.
It's just another trip.
Another trip.
Today we got a lot to cover. Boavista 0, Benfica 3, Estádio do Bessa on Saturday. Typically a tough place to go play. We came away with a 3-0 victory. Talk about that. We'll talk about today's 3-2 at home. Maybe a little bit more nerve-wracking than it should have been, but we'll talk about that. And then, of course, we'll talk about the Champions League draw that occurred last Thursday in our group and how we feeling, optimistic, a little nervous. We'll talk about the other groups as well and make our predictions. And this time I'll actually write them down so we don't forget and see how it pans out at the end of the group stage. Like I said, Jason's going to join us shortly. I do want to just make a couple of mentions here quickly. Para a malta que nos esteja a ver em português, como é normal, hoje é o nosso podcast em inglês, à terça-feira, à tarde, porque é o horário aqui dos Estados Unidos. Amanhã teremos o podcast em português de volta, finalmente. A malta esteve de férias e tivemos algumas dificuldades em acertar o horário, mas amanhã estaremos de volta mais uma vez a partir das 21 horas, hora de Portugal, com um painel diferente. Possivelmente eu a moderar, ou o Luís, dependendo do horário que ele chegar a casa, mas estaremos cá amanhã para o podcast em português, mas esteja à vontade de participar aqui no nosso cantinho em inglês. Nós todos percebemos português, por isso podemos abordar as vossas questões e comentários. To mention, congrats to the female team winning the Supertaça on Friday against Sporting. They went down 1-0 and came back and scored 4 goals and smashed the Little Lions. So start the season off with some silverware. Also today, the sócio número 1 do Benfica, Timilio, as he's known, passed away. So our thoughts to him and his family, his friends. I know he was a big presence for a lot of the old guard of the club, the Shews and Carlos Manuels and all those guys. They spent a lot of time with him throughout the years. So, our thoughts and prayers go out to his family and his friends. Let's get right into this. So, Boavista 0, Benfica 3. I will play the highlights on the stream as we talk through it, and we can kind of go from there. I'll start with Kenny. How are you feeling about this game? I know it was an interesting one, but we came away with the win. How would you sum this one up?
Yeah, no, I think going into it, I had kind of mixed feelings, right? Just because of recent history with Boavista away. But knowing how well we've played this season, I felt semi-comfortable that we would come out with a victory. My guess was 2-0. So 3-0 comfortable win. I didn't think it was anything out of the ordinary that we've seen as of late. Again, I think we're playing really well overall, even defensively, pressing, creating chances. We kind of have been smothering teams, I feel like. So it was another good win for us, and that was the 7th in a row for the season. And not much else that I can remember from the game.
Bill, I'm gonna pass the ball to you, and this highlight here of Gonçalo Ramos hitting the shot left-footed. Let's get this out of the way now before Jay jumps in here. It was a game that I felt in the first 20 minutes, Benfica struggled to, or even Boavista struggled to really get a hold of what was going on. But I never felt at any point in this game that Benfica was on the edge or uneasy or uncomfortable. But this highlight, so I'll ask you, what you want to add in terms of the game in itself. But in terms of Gonçalo Ramos, and we'll talk more about him today, or in today's game in the next section here. But I still continue. Oh shit, Jay joined. Let me do it quickly before he jumps in. I still continue to think that he lacks that killer instinct. And now with that, no further ado, I'll bring Jay in.
Estou tão vir.
Bill, go ahead.
I mean, we saw it more today, but I think that's been everyone's biggest concern with him, right? Is when he has the opportunities, is he going to be able to put them away? Like games like today's in the Boavista, we're going to have the majority of the opportunities, but there's going to be games in the Champions League where we're going to get one or two, and we got to be efficient and be able to put those away. And I think that's the biggest concern with him, is that if he can take those when they come. He missed a few in the Boavista game. He missed a few pretty bad ones today. But I mean, at the end of the day, he did score. He's our number 9. That's what we judge our strikers on. So he's putting them away, but he's missing a few to be able to do it. We all bagged on Seth for needing 10 chances to score once, right? I mean, unfortunately, that's kind of what we're dealing with right now with Ramos. But he's young. He can turn it around. But as long as he's scoring and he puts them away and we keep getting the chances, I think we can live with it, right? We lived with Seth for a while, missing all those opportunities because eventually he would put one away. And for the most part, we were dominating those games and we were getting multiple chances. As far as this game, I mean, the score line makes it seem like it was an easy game, right? I didn't think it was too difficult. I didn't think we ever were in danger of losing the game, but I do think there were periods where Boavista controlled the game and they kind of kept possession. But I like that we didn't kind of press it, right? We struggled to find the goal, but we kept kind of playing our style and playing the way we wanted to play, and then it came. I also thought it was a little ballsy of Schmidt to make 3 subs right off the bat, right? Typically you see one guy come in and then a few minutes later bring on another guy. To bring on all 3, to bring on 3 at once was a little ballsy, and I think it paid off because Musa had a pretty big impact in the game, right? He won us the PK. He was the one that laid it off to João Mario for his was it the second goal? I think it was.
The second goal.
I think it was the second, and then I think Ba came in pretty good too. So making those subs, I think, impacted the game and for the better.
Okay, Oscar, I'm going to pass it to you. And my question to you, outside of your thoughts on the game and what you want to add to that, and you can feel free to add your thoughts on Gonçalo Ramos, or you can wait till we talk about him again in the game from today. But João Mario, 2 more goals. He's starting the season off extremely well. I know that you've been a big defender of his. I don't think anyone's really been a critic of him. I could
No,
be wrong. I don't think anyone's
there's a
done it.
lot of people that were critics of him. They're like, yeah, you should go, you should sell him. And a lot of people. I've been defending him for like over a year.
You
I
have,
know,
you have. So I'm gonna
I know.
ask you that question. And do you think? I know that last year he started off decent. Do you think that this is just another one of those phases, or do you think he looks a different player this time around? For one, he's got more goal in him this season than he did last.
I think he feels more important. I think he's more engaged with his team. I think they play more of his style. So it all benefits João Mario. João Mario, like last year, like no offensive player likes to play defensive style game, right? That's not what João Mario is. João Mario is more an offensive type player, and Benfica this year has the ball. Benfica has, against Boavista, we had 60% possession against 40 of Boavista throughout the whole game. We had shots on goal. Boavista has no shots. The pressure, the high pressure. João Mario is good for that. He's the type of player that I think Sporting played it when he was unbelievable in Sporting. It was the same style of game that they were playing there. So to him, this is more of a hit, like how he likes to play. So it was a matter of time. I think the momentum is on his side right now, and if Benfica keeps playing this way, I think João Mario keeps playing the way the Benfica is playing. So he's right now, to me, him and Enzo in the midfield are the motors of the equipa. We don't give enough credit to Tino, but Tino is the guy that holds the defense end together. But offensively, I can tell it's Enzo and João Mario being the motors of that team. When it comes to now Gonçalo Ramos, I think he worked. I like Gonçalo Ramos. I thought he was going to be his breakout year this year, and I've said at the beginning. I think he works too hard for his goals. When I said today in the chat, he needs to have more of a Jonas Jardel touch, like killer touch. He doesn't not to run his ass off a whole game to score a goal. I want him to be more of like a number 9, where he just has the final touch, the touch that kills the game, right? And I think he'll learn it. He'll get there. He's 21, right? 21 or 22 or something like that, right?
I think.
So he'll get there. I think with if he gets these all the chances he's been getting, he'll get there. But he's not there yet.
Jay,
okay,
Kenny.
No, I was just gonna say I'll take the other side of the argument on João Mario, just because I think you brought up a good point. I mean, we saw a little bit of it. We saw a little bit of it last year, and I think he does have a history of having hot starts and slowing down throughout the season. I'm not to say that he's not having a great show of form right now. He really is, and I agree. He's one of the motors of the team right now. But I do think that we should throw some caution there and see if it lasts the whole season. I agree. The winning streak and winning obviously motivates players more. And last year was another tough year, and so that could be a reason why he kind of slowed down or tampered off towards the end of the season. But I think there's enough history there with João Mario where he's showed it with Sporting in the past and in other spells that he's had outside of Portugal as well.
With Sporting, he had the whole year. He was like the MVP
of that one season.
And they won it, yeah.
And they won it because, again, winning motivates you. Yes, I agree. But what about last year? He was a complete dud last year.
Yeah, last year there was different circumstances too.
Yeah, but there's more going back to it. Even na seleção, he's tampered off. Even when he was abroad in where was he? At Inter, right? Even at Inter, he was a dud. So I think, he's playing out of his mind right now, and he's meshing good. But I think let's wait it out. I think there's enough history where we've seen that he tampers off, and I don't think it's a surprise that we're still after Arthur and we're still after the reinforcements in the midfield to make sure that there's other options there in case he kind of tampers off. But right now I agree he's playing out of his mind.
Jay, what do you add to what you saw, what you heard? And I'm going to ask you thoughts on what you thought of Antonio Silva getting his first start over Vertonghen. I know we were all surprised that he was getting more minutes in preseason than maybe the others. And I know you're a youth guy, so I definitely value your opinion here. And just quick shout out to, I just want to give a quick shout out to some of the people in the chat. Joaquin, Christophe, Nelson, Tiago. I think that's it for now. And Alexandre. Keep sending us your questions. Mandem as vossas perguntas, as vossas opiniões. We want to make this interactive. Last week it was a good one. We kept going back and forth. So we have an agenda, but if the questions keep rolling in, we'll go off of the agenda. So keep them coming. Jay, over to you.
So as far as Antonio Silva, I thought he played very well. I guess maybe it was a surprise because for him to start the game, people thought that Jan would probably start, but I think Roger explained it that he wanted to play with a right center back and not two left center backs. So it kind of made sense. It's kind of a gamble to put two young kids in our back as the two center backs, but it ended up paying off. I thought they played well overall. The kid is showing some progress. I mean, it's kind of being introduced like Ruben Diaz was way back. Ruben Diaz got thrown into a game and played very well, and kind of
the same stadium.
Took a little longer to get the starting 11, but baby steps, and it was good.
I don't know if you guys knew that coincidence, but Ruben Diaz made his first start for Benfica at Boavista Stadium against Boavista with
the same number
on his back. Yeah.
When did Ferro make his first start?
A couple years later.
Not at Boavista, so maybe that's why he had different luck.
Because he was thrown into the Wolves too.
But I thought that game was a tough game. I was listening to the radio, and it kind of I was at the beach, so I couldn't really watch the game. I was getting terrible service, but I was able to watch some of the highlights, and it looked like after we scored the first goal, we kind of just maintained the game. Even in the beginning, I'm assuming that it was kind of a little bit back and forth. But I thought that the kid, from what I heard on the radio and what I saw in the highlights, I think he did his job, which was good to see. And that's all I have to say about that in that game. I thought we won. We were the just winners overall. We should have won that game, and we did. And luckily, we didn't get embarrassed like we did last year. Was it last year? Or was it 2 years ago?
Was it last year? I think it was last year. We started off well, and then we lost there.
Yeah, that's a tough road game, and it was good to get the W there. So I was very, very happy overall with our performance in that game. And the Gonzalo Ramos banter, I want you to highlight Nelson Silva's stats right there.
I was waiting for you to ask about it.
I have it right there. I mean, you guys, you're right. He's going to miss, just like every single striker in the world misses. But the bottom line is, if you see that from your number 9, are you not happy?
Yep.
Especially with all those games, 8 wins, 8 games and 8 wins. He scored 6 and assisted 4. You guys are not happy with those stats?
No, nobody's saying they're not.
No, I'm just saying. I just wanted to ask a question.
The problem is when you're one.
I'm not asking for you guys to answer the question. I just
the question.
If it's a question, then we can answer.
I just wanted a yes or no answer. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's different. You asked the question.
You guys have plenty of time to talk and banter and kind of crap on him. I get it. I understand.
Yeah,
I know you guys don't like Ramos because he's not a matador, but the dude scores goals. He makes runs. He makes the right runs. He opens up space for other players to score. There could be more goals on Benfica because of Ramos making runs and Rafa missing wide, or João Mario missing wide, or other occasions that where players, he makes a run and opens up the space, and he's not the only one that misses. But I get it. He's the number 9.
João Mario missed.
But at the same time, he is scoring goals. I know he missed. I even said it. He should have scored that one that the goalie saved with his toe, but he ended up putting one in that afterwards anyways. So I think overall, he's going to get crushed by, I guess, for not scoring every single opportunity. I don't like the comparison with Seth. I saw Seth miss way more goals than I've seen Ramos miss.
Well, you watched Seth longer, too.
Yeah.
No, but even still, there was games I saw Seth miss 10 opportunities. I've yet to see Ramos miss more than 2 or 3 in a game. So, I mean, I understand the comparison. I understand all that, but I think that you guys are being a little harsh on the kid. But he's still 21. He's still learning the position. I think he's improved a lot from last season to this season, and I think he's showing that. I'm excited to see what I think he's going to stay. I'm excited to see what he produces. And to be honest, if we get another 30, probably 35 goals from the kid this year, we could see another hefty price or hefty sale, I guess.
35 goals, Tank. Mark my words today. I will give $100 million for that guy if he scores 35 goals.
Dude,
All
to be
competitions?
to be honest, I think I'm gonna do a bold take. I think he scores more goals this year than Darwin did last year.
Damn.
That's my.
I mean, the way we're playing this year offensively, I wouldn't be surprised. But if Darwin played in this system, I think Darwin would pass the 35 easy too.
I think Darwin easily probably score 40 in this.
Yeah.
Those are
I do agree with you on
hypotheticals.
that, Oscar. I completely agree with you on that. I can only imagine Benfica playing with fucking Neres, Rafa, and Darwin. Jesus Christ, we have so much speed.
We'll never find out.
Right, that's true.
To close this one out, to move on to today's game, Tiago says António Silva vai ser top com 18 anos e demonstrar aquela concentração e controle de jogo mesmo depois de ter sido amarelado cedo, which is one thing that I mentioned to you guys as well, right? A player of his age to have gotten a yellow card 10 minutes in or something like that, and to not unravel mentally and make another mistake, especially Boavista didn't play with a striker, right? Like Gorre and Salvador Agüero were like this formation here that it shows. Lourenço was a little bit further back, and Gorre and Salvador Agüero were basically the two guys that were going at it, and two guys with speed, right? And for him at that age to not buckle under that pressure, knowing that he had a yellow card so early and make a dumb decision, I thought was, pretty impressive considering, again, his age, first start, away from home, in a match that typically is difficult for Benfica. So I agree with what Tiago says here. I'll get to the other questions shortly. Jay, I'll start with you. Based on what you saw, what you heard, who's your MVP?
João Mário.
Give it to me,
I
buddy.
thought he, I felt like he was all over the field. I thought he, like Oscar said, he was like the motor of this game. I thought first time in a long time, Enzo wasn't our best player in this game, and it definitely to me it was João Mário.
Bill?
Yeah, I think João Mário is the obvious choice here, but I think Florentino, to me, also like continues to impress, right? Like he's not showing up on the stat sheet, but if you're watching these games, he's the reason why Enzo and João Mário are kind of showing out and balling out right now. Right? He's the guy sitting back, destroying everything essentially, and he's playing so simple when he gets the ball. It's shocking to see how he's playing now, considering like this guy was out on loan for like two and a half years, like, and wasn't playing anywhere. Like it blows my mind how he just came back and now he looks like, one of our better players. It's crazy.
Maybe he got his act together. I don't know, but
or maybe he just got a better coach.
He had other coaches too, so it's not just the previous coach. Actually, I don't think he ever played under the previous coach. So
he never came in. Yeah.
Oscar, who's your MVP?
Oh, it's an obvious. It's João Mário. There's no even questions or ins and ends about it. It's João Mário. Like he was all over he was legit, like the motor, like Tank said. So he scored 2 goals. It had made the team play, and there's nothing more you can ask from him.
Kenny?
Yeah, easy, João Mário.
Okay. I don't know if you guys all got the sense, but I felt like this was one of the games that Gonçalo Ramos, Rafa, and David Neres I thought were not good at all. I thought they struggled to get into the game. I think the team overall offensively struggled, but I thought like the 3 of them really struggled. And to segue into it, I felt like that also carried over into today's game for some of them.
From Neres, 100%. I said it today in the chat. Neres today looked like he was lost. He was trying too much.
Yeah. Thoughts on the penalty? Do you guys agree it was a penalty? Do you guys remember the play? I can bring it up if you need me to.
100%.
Against Boavista?
Yeah.
100% PK.
Oh, yeah, of course. On Musa?
He comes through the back. He's right.
Yeah.
The question is like where it is, right?
No, it's on top of the line. If it's on the line, it's a PK. So it's no question.
I'm surprised they actually called it. I'm not gonna lie.
Why?
It's Portuguese
I know,
league
but
and
like
VAR.
with VAR, you cannot go back on that.
Dude,
You have
Did it so like
We've seen
but
some.
on that
They didn't
on
call
that
it on the field. They don't
on
call
that
it on the
replay
field.
on that replay. It doesn't really show, but does it touch his hand?
No, it's
That's
just
his-
he
No,
cleats
it's
him
right
right
here.
there.
foot. His foot. He almost breaks his leg.
Oh shoot! I thought wow. I didn't even see
No,
that.
he cleats him. Yeah.
It's he
But
almost broke his ankle.
The ref doesn't call it on the field. VAR calls him over to go look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a PK.
Okay. Unanimous decision. Okay. Fast forward to today's game. Benfica 3, Paços Ferreira 2. A game that I think we all expected to be a wash, considering Paços Ferreira had 12 guys that were out, and it didn't turn out that way. Fortunately, or unfortunately for us, stressful game. I'm going to start with Bill. Thoughts on what you saw today?
It was a lot more tense than it should have been. I think. I mean, going into the game, I think we all thought it was going to be an easy win, right? They were missing like 10, 11
12.
guys, I think.
12.
Even worse. But I mean, it's one of those games where we always say, "Can no marca soft," right? If you don't put away the chances you have, you end up conceding. And I mean, their first goal, that's what happened. Like we had a few chances, didn't put them away. They came down the field, one shot, one goal. Same thing with their second, right? It was their second shot, second goal, and I believe they scored right after we hit the post, or we had one of the breakaways where we missed. Yeah, they came back and scored right after. But it sucked that the game was that tight and that close, but it was good to see that when shit didn't go right, this team didn't, right? Like that's going to be the biggest. To me, that was something we hadn't seen yet. Us get tested and kind of up against it and be able to fight back. For the most part, up until today, we've been kind of
we've never been trailing.
First. Right, scoring first, controlling the game, and it's been a game at our pace, at our possession, the way the rhythm we want to play. And in this game, we had to kind of fight and claw our way back. They did. Then the second half toward the end, it felt like we took the foot off the gas a little bit, right? We missed a few chances. They put theirs away. Things got a little tense at the end, but I think it was good to see our reaction when they scored that first goal. The team didn't drop their heads. I think last year we probably would have lost this game.
Probably
lost or
easily.
Like
lost.
Yeah,
they scored a goal. Everyone dropped their heads and like that, right? It's good to see, and that I still don't know about that PK. Just
we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Yeah. It's good to see that this team doesn't have that like give up attitude. Well, it looks like they don't have that give up attitude, right? It's our first test really, and they responded well. We scored essentially right away and kept creating chances, which is good to see. I mean, we struggled to put some away, but the fact that we're creating, was it like 20 something shots? Like it sucks that we only scored 3, but the fact that we're creating that much is good to see.
Agree.
Because we have awesome strikers.
Okay, I'm going to pass it to you. Thoughts on the game? What do you want to add to that? And then Nelson Silva makes a comment here, which is: para mim, os problemas desse Benfica são dois: falta de alternativas, Rafa, Neres, João Mário, e o tendão daqueles, Grimaldo, ou a cobertura que se dá ao flanco, porque ele não recupera como o Gilberto ou o Bá. So, thoughts on the game, and do you agree with Nelson's thoughts here that we don't have alternatives at a good enough level to feel confident that if one's not on, we can bring someone else on that's going to give us a reaction?
So I'll start with that. So it does. I mean, Rafa's been a disappointment, I think, last few games. And obviously, if Rafa and Neres and João Mário aren't having a good game, then yeah, I mean, you're kind of who's going to create the chances, right? But I don't think that was a huge problem in this game. I actually agree with Thiago in his comment that I think the score doesn't really show what the game was. I thought we were in control the whole game. I never felt like we were going to lose the match. Even when they scored that fluky first goal, I mean, that guy's just tossing the ball back into the box and they get a swipe header that deflects into the net. I never felt like we were in danger. Even, we got up to 2-1. I thought we could have scored even more. Yeah, they got the second goal back, but I think even if this game got tied, this team is one of those teams that when push comes to shove, if we need a goal, they'll score it. I thought towards, once we had the lead, we were kind of, we were still creating chances and we were missing a lot of chances, but I felt like we were holding back a little bit as well. So I think if push comes to shove, I think this team, I mean, dude, we created 27 shots on goal, or 27 shots, 17 on goal, or something like that.
27, 6 on target.
6 on target. So, I mean, that's still a lot of chances to create. We just gotta be more clinical in finishing, right? I mean, it's not to say we're gonna score 6, 7, 8 goals every game, but I mean, we did score 3 goals. Half the shots that were on net. I think if you get, at 50%, right? If you get,
but you saw Enrique Araújo's that didn't go on net, but that's a bigger chance than if one that went on net.
Right, and so did Gonzalo Ramos. Gonzalo Ramos missed a tap in the first half too.
Yeah.
I mean,
he missed the breakaway.
And he missed the breakaway. So I really did not.
Breakaway.
Oh my god!
Well, that's considered on net. That's considered. On net.
I know, but hold on.
Dude, I get that the goal poke, dude. That was a good save. Jesus
the goalie
Christ.
made a good save, but what I'm asking you is, in a situation like that where a player runs 25 yards with no one around him, right? Who's got the advantage? I mean, who's got the advantage in this play here? Let me bring this up.
I was just correcting.
No, I agree. He makes a save.
He saved it. Like, this was a
fucking
nice
a
save.
striker will finish that.
You have to.
I get it. I understand it, but that was a nice fucking save.
No, it is. It is a nice save. It is a nice save. But an offensive, a striker going in on goal, 20 yards running by himself. I'm sorry, I don't care who it is, Darwin, who you have to put that away. And I get it. That goalie probably makes that save 1 in 50. I get
Mike,
it.
Do you have the one in the first half?
If it's in the highlight reel, I will. If it's not,
it should be one of the first chances.
And that one is, he doesn't save the goal. Grimal doesn't save. I saw Joaquin's comment.
The ball's going wide.
The ball's going. The goal. The striker went to the middle. The ball's going to the back. He's not saving the goal on the line.
Yeah, if you watch it, it's the replay. The ball's going.
The guy goes to the middle. The ball's going,
and
across.
It's already past the forward too.
Yeah.
The forward's not going to get there.
The ball's going across, and he just taps it that way.
He almost scored it in the net.
Yeah, that scared me more.
But
yeah,
no, Mike, go ahead. You had a point you were going to finish.
No, I was just going to say about the striker, and again, you have to put those away. But I was going to pass it to Jay and Kenny. I don't know if you wanted to add anything else.
Yeah, no, that was really it. I just didn't. I never felt like we were in danger. Like I said, I agree with Thiago. I think the result is paints a different picture than the actual game.
Okay. Joaquin says, "How would you know at the time?"
No, you don't. But I'm just saying he
doesn't
didn't save the goal.
He didn't
save the goal. That's what my point is. He didn't save the goal on the line.
Correct.
Like
Grimaldo has to clear that regardless. He can't let that run across the goal, right? If he's there. Yeah. But I agree. Like, he may or may not.
He doesn't know the guys behind him. But if Grimaldo misses that cut, the ball goes right wide.
Yeah. Jay, before I pass it to you, I'm just going to touch on a couple comments here. Pedro. Welcome back. He says, fully agree with the opinion about Florentino. I think he's the main reason for not only Benfica's defensive consistency, but also for the many goals.
This one right here, I think, no?
Currently, no, that was Netta's goal. Sorry. Currently, he's the pendulum of the team. To Thiago's comment that I didn't read, but Kenny referenced, he says, resultado enganador, Paços fez 3 remates, nós desperdiçamos imenso a partir dos 60 minutos, notou-se pouco de quebra física. Enzo na segunda parte estava muito cansado fisicamente. Joaquin says the Neres goal was soft, but Benfica got lucky with that one. I mean, you could also say we got unlucky at the fact that we dumped on them and didn't blow them out of the water. Ainda antes do 3-2, Ramos falha uma isolado. Yeah, é o que nós estávamos a falar há bocado. Jay, what do you want to add to this? And I'm going to ask you here. Ba got the start over Gilberto. I know we've gone back and forth about this all season so far. Do you think that he did enough today to warrant another start or does Gilberto come back in on Friday?
To answer that question, I probably will go with Gilberto. Still, I think Bob played pretty well today. I thought he was excellent. I just think it's good to like switch him off, I guess. Obviously not every game, but some players are going to need some rest. You can't play every single game throughout the whole season. So I think someone touched based on it. I think we're pretty good on the right side, which I'm good to see. It's good to see overall, but we kind of probably should work on the left to have a backup for Grimaldo. Hopefully, I don't even know how to pronounce that guy's name, but Ristic, whatever.
Oh, Ristich, yeah, good job. Better than Oscar.
I don't know if he's the guy for that position or not, but I'm more preoccupied with that. To me, it doesn't matter if it's Gilberto or Ba. I think they both could do the job and play that position well. Well, I would personally go with Gilberto because I think he didn't do anything to lose a spot overall, but Ba played pretty good today overall. So,
okay.
And as far as the game,
as
far as the game, I kind of agree with Kenny. I didn't think this game was ever out of reach. I think that we dumped on them and they got some fortunate goals, especially that first one. It was the lucky. To me, that's luck. But if I think on another night, I think we would have scored at least 6 or 7 on them against Paços Ferreira.
I agree. It's one of those games where like it reminded me of the Portimonense game last year, right? Where we like kept trying to blow the house down and we couldn't score. And then they went there once and scored. And that game, we didn't end up scoring and we lost, right? To Kenny's point where he says we absolutely lose this game last season. This season, the team, whether it was a fortunate goal or not, right, the team turns it around and ends up winning. But so I think that's kind of shows you the difference in mentality and maybe the confidence also, like Oscar said earlier, plays a huge part in that, right? Oscar.
I actually just want to say one more thing. I also think the way this game was kind of reffed a little bit in the beginning, I think I thought it was awful.
A little bit?
I don't know what you guys thought, but I thought in the beginning, I was like, dude, we're going to lose this game because of this ref.
I hate this ref. I hate him so much.
Well, he gave us a PK that was 50-50. So.
Yeah. Oscar, give us your thoughts, and then we'll ask about the PK, see what everyone thinks.
All right. So I think Benfica play. Obviously, they're playing with confidence, but I think that the quantity of games we've been playing is catching up to them. I believe that this second half we saw playing 2 to 3 games, every 3 days, 2 to 3 days, whatever it is, 4 days we've been playing since the beginning of the season. It's catching up to us. A lot of these players like Enzo is losing form. I'm surprised. And you can see the way Grimaldo's playing and going forward and being basically our winger. It's a matter of time before he loses his form. We saw a little bit of downfall in Rafa because he's been playing most of the games. Ned is his last 2 games has been a lot quieter, so he started off strong. And we need to give these guys some breaks. I don't know how the coach wants to do that, but we need to, because we're going to play a game that this is not going to happen. Today we played because we've been riding momentum, but I think it's going to catch up to us. We have to kind of get, like, I agree with Bob coming in today because Gilberto has done nothing to lose this position. And I think if Gilberto plays today, we probably don't concede 2 goals. That's my honest opinion. I think with Gilberto, we hold the back 4 line a little bit stronger than if Boss playing. So other than that, I think you guys said it all. It feels like if we get conceded on, we have the capability of scoring in this year like we did in that last year. So I think we're on the right track, but I'm just scared of getting these guys tired.
And let's not forget with Enzo. Enzo isn't coming off of vacation, correct, right? In the preseason, like he was they were full blown league, and he did not stop. He left Argentina and came straight to Portugal.
Yeah, but he can't. Right in. He can't be tired already.
That's what I'm saying. Like
this would be his mid-season.
Yeah, but if you're playing every 3 days, he could have been playing that because he was playing the league.
Yeah, but
and Libertadores in Argentina. If he's playing every 3 days there, comes to Portugal, plays every 3 days. Eventually, you're gonna hit. Like, I don't care how fit you are, you're gonna hit fatigue at some point.
No, I get that.
We did have like a full week, like 2 weeks ago, off.
Yeah,
this is a makeup game. Yeah. We had like a whole 7 days off already. So
Yeah, but playing the same guys over and over. That's basically we've been switching 1-2 guys max.
Yeah,
right?
he's been switching 1-2 guys, which I agree with. I also don't want him changing like
No.
He's got to pick his.
Absolutely.
I think you save those huge changes for like Taça Liga games.
Yeah.
Right. But right now we've been playing every 2 games, 2-3 games, days. So it's tough. And those players, dude, it's not easy to play 90 minutes like some of these guys have been playing in every 2 days.
Jay, what was your question?
Well, in Oscar, especially playing the high press where they're running around
100%.
So I kind of agree with that. My question is just in general. Do you guys think that Diogo has shown enough to stay at Benfica, or do we go get 2 more wingers for backups for Neds, or we only get 1 because Diogo can fill one of the spots? What do you guys think on that?
Listen,
I don't
if they want to
think
keep,
I don't think he's looked bad, but I don't think.
No, I'm just wondering. I'm not saying one or the other. I'm just wondering what you guys think. Has he
yeah.
shown enough to stay?
I don't think his performances change your transfer plans, right? Like, I think they have a plan, and regardless of how he's looked, because I don't think he's looked amazing, right? Enough to be able to change whatever you have planned. I think you still follow through. If you can find someone or find 1 or 2 people that could fill that role and maybe play across that front 3, I still think you make that move and you keep him as a 4th or 5th option, or try to get him loaned out. I don't think he's played well enough to say, all right, we don't have to go get another winger at all. He can fill in the backup shoes. I don't think he's played that well. But
you're not going to get 2 good wingers. Like, that's just not realistic, right? And the reality of it is Benfica, as much as we want to wish that could be the case, Benfica is never going to have, at least in the near future, the capability to have another Neres or a Rafa on the bench. Like, that's just not realistic for a club like Benfica, right? Like, you look at maybe clubs in the EPL or something like that, right? Like, to have a player that comes off the bench at that level, of course. I think that, to Jay's point, I think Diogo, is he the best? No. Is he a decent backup? Yeah. Do we still need to go get 1 more winger, preferably one that can play on both sides? Yes. And then at that point, you take a little bit of pressure off Diogo, right? Like, okay, maybe I'm not the second option to come off or first option to come off the bench for the wings.
He's the 4th winger.
Correct. So you take a little bit of pressure off him, and he doesn't feel like that pressure of like, fuck, like I need to absolutely crush it right now, right? I think, again, he's young. He's got the legs. He has potential, right? He's not a world-class player, but I think he's a good squad player, and I think he understands what his role is. Do we need one other winger that can play across the front 3? I think absolutely. Can Diogo be part of the squad? I think absolutely as well. I don't know if anyone.
I have a question. What do you guys
agree? I completely agree with what Mike just said. I think that we do need 1 more to push Diogo to the fourth spot, basically the 4th winger. So like the pressure is really like you said, not on him, and he can play the Taça de Ligas, and maybe if someone got a red card or something, he can fill in for that game, like 1 or 2 games here during the regular season. But I think that as like the first guy off the bench or something, we need 1 more.
Now I have a question, guys. What happens if and only if Ricardo Horta comes today? Who do you sit?
In
Because
terms
you
of
guys
who's
at the beginning
starting,
said Jean Mari. You guys all said Jean Mari, right?
I think
right now.
I think right now Jean Mari doesn't leave the starting 11.
I think right now, if Ricardo Horta comes now, he doesn't start.
So Ricardo Horta is coming from being a superstar in Braga and
To the
actually
bench.
dominating this season.
He'll be on the bench.
I don't think that's motivation enough for him to come.
Until Kenny's theory, which probably will happen, João Mario's playing ability goes down, and he probably takes.
Well, I mean,
every single.
It's not even João Mario. Like,
guys, you guys don't find 1 player that plays the whole year consistently on a high level.
Right.
You'll have lows and highs and lows.
So that's why I'm totally fine with it. They want to bring in more studs. The more the merrier. I don't care. Load the team up. We need it. We know it's going to be a long season. We've seen how it was in previous years with 0 options in the midfield. now we're gonna complain that we have too many options. I don't give a shit. Bring them all. I don't. If they want to pay for it, go for it. I don't care.
And
Kenny's all for
Horta
smacking it.
the way we're playing, Horta wouldn't be like a replacement for Jean-Marie, right? It's more of Rafa at this point. The way
And to be honest, Schmidt,
you cannot
Roger
take Rafa
could
off this
kind of
team,
like
guys.
just
Stop the
trade them
joke.
all in, like one, like
who's
this game.
who's
up
saying
the
take Rafa
players.
off?
And
More
then like,
replacement
you
for
kind of
Rafa, that's what you
rotate
said.
them, so everyone kind of stays fresh.
Listen,
I agree.
Enzo's probably here for no longer. I mean, some people already think that he might be gone in the winter transfer. I don't think so, but some people are already rumoring it, right? But like Enzo's not going to be here very long. So if we already got options, if Horta's already in the on the plantel by the time that happens, hey, you never know.
I think for Enzo, I think that's what they got the Frederic guy for. I think that's the goal. Yeah, I think the goal is bringing this guy in is maybe we won't be able to hold on to Enzo. I don't know.
But and that's probably true. But what my point is like, why wait till the player's gone and then you're scrambling for someone? If you can get them now and they want to and they got the money for it, then bring them on now.
Yeah, but you have to tell. You think a player's gonna sign a contract like they're gonna sign like, hey, listen, I need to have guaranteed minutes. Like,
maybe not estrangeiro, but I think Horta will.
Yeah, but do you think Ricardo Horta is going to say no to Benfica because he's not a guaranteed starting spot? Not a fucking chance. He's going to make more money at Benfica. He's got more visibility at Benfica.
Wasn't he already
fan. There? Yeah, the youth. He never played at the A team. Do you think he's
going
to say no?
I thought the brothers were there together.
No, his other brother.
They
were kids.
No, the brothers were there together when they were kids, but André played for the main team like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Ricardo never played for the A team. Some comments here and curious to get your thoughts. Nelson said, isso sim é elevar a qualidade do plantel. Vejam o que o PSG fez este ano para o meio campo. E vai tocar...
It's a little different.
Go ahead, I think you're going to say what I was going to say.
The PSG bringing all these cracks into the equipe, I think that's beneficial to PSG, but because I don't think so. I think it causes friction between all of them. And it's playing out. It's playing out. Like you see. I'm not even saying his name because I don't know how to say it. Mama Buffet.
Who? Oh, Mbappe.
And Neymar and all that. Who thinks of PKs because they all think they're superstars, right? And they all think they deserve to play, and they all think they should be in the starting 11. So it causes friction, and that's one thing I don't want at Benfica is having players that think they deserve to be in the 11, and then cause friction in the locker room. I like having a team that I know we're the starting 11, and I know these guys are the backup to step in and do just as good, if not better than us. That mentality is what we want at Benfica.
No, I agree. And like I said, right, like, percebo o que queres dizer, Nelson, mas o Benfica, infelizmente, neste momento não tem as capacidades que o PSG tem. Não é? Um jogador a mais capaz de ir para um PSG, saber que vai sentar no banco, mas tem hipótese de ganhar uma Champions League, do que, por exemplo, um jogador vir para o Benfica e ter um jogador no banco que esteja à mesma altura que um jogador titular. Like, por exemplo, o Benfica ter outro Enzo no banco. Acho que não é uma realidade do Benfica hoje, pode ser no futuro, mas hoje acho que isso é impensável. But I don't know if you guys have a different opinion on that. Anyone else want to add to that? No.
I mean, obviously we can't beat PSG. We don't have that cash flow.
I don't think we'll ever get to a point where we have a bench full of essentially starters,
studs.
Right? Like you have, right? Like, but I do think, like, if Horta comes in, like, there is the option to have, like, the one guy who is on the cusp can easily start, like. I don't think it causes friction if there's one player who comes in who was a stud at his old team and comes in and has to earn his spot because he's coming into a new team. I don't think that causes friction enough to disrupt the whole team.
And these aren't
now
like,
if he comes in and is just handed a spot, yes, I think that causes more issues than if he's brought in, comes tail off, and earns a spot. I don't think if he's earning a spot, I don't think that causes any issues.
Yeah,
can we just go get Yakubu and call it a day?
Aziz?
Yeah, Aziz? Dude, he can do that to Porto, dude, and if he can be a superstar.
Biggie says, our piggy bank is a wheelbarrow. PSG is a container ship.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
different
true.
different quantities. Let's close this one out here. I want to finish
and
with
Mike, to
Go ahead.
go off of Nelson's
Yeah.
thing, well, os nossos centrais.
Yeah.
We also have the reason why our centrais position is so strong is because of the two kids that we brought up, because we didn't have to pay any money for those kids. So we're pretty. I know we have João Vitor we paid and Lucas Verissimo, I think we got a steal on that. I don't even know how much we didn't pay that much for Lucas Verissimo, but I know that
1
we're
million.
pretty good in the center back. But most of that reason is because of the development of our youth. For me, I mean that's just my opinion.
No, I
Wasn't
agree. Murat,
wasn't
Go ahead.
Muratu like bought to the B team though?
Yeah,
we
for a
paid
lot of
7
money.
million.
Yeah,
a
7
lot of
million to
money.
But he
Flamengo
costs a lot.
for the B
But
team.
like that was like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, but
it's
Yeah.
still
that's not
7
free.
million for a B
That's
team.
not
Correct.
free.
But yeah, Benfica to make a 7 million purchase for the B team is bold. But
Yeah.
hopefully it ends up panning out
It's
for us.
panning out.
Oh, he
And
will
like
be
It looks
out.
like
and Lucas Verissimo
looks
we
it.
bought for what, 6?
Dude, he
I think
is
it was 6 or 7 as well.
the best thing is having him pair with Otamendi because you can already see Muratu's having that Otamendi attitude. He plays just like him, and I love him. Muratu's been a huge revelation this season.
Yep.
Joaquin says it's simple. Find a sheik from Saudi Arabia and sell Benfica to him. You'll have
Mhm.
11 Enzos on the team and 5 on the bench.
Fuck that noise.
Then we don't have control of the team. Nelson says yes. Lucas Verissimo was 7.5. Last question on this topic. Is this a penalty or not?
No, that was we would complain if that was any of our rivals. To me, that's not a PK.
I mean, I've seen it in probably the last 3 years. That PK was called on Porto, right? I mean, I'm not bringing up Porto just because I'm bringing up Porto. I've seen that same PK where the goalie comes out and hits the ball and then hits somebody's the forward's head, and it's a PK. So so I can probably go back and look at a video and show it to you guys next podcast. So that one I wouldn't have called it because he hits the ball first.
And just correction, Joaquin corrected me. He was at Sao Paulo, not Flamengo. I thought he was at Flamengo, but apparently Sao Paulo. It's all the same, right, Joaquin?
I guess.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's a penalty. I think it's a 50-50. The goalie has every right to go for it. He jumps for it. Eyes on the ball. They both
Eyes on the
collide
ball
at the
the
same
whole way.
time. Porto had one like 2 years ago against Bessade at the Jamor where the goalie or the defender got crushed and he left in ambulance. Yeah, and I'm almost positive they didn't call it a PK. Again, if like Kenny said, if this was our rivals, we would be like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I hate that we got it given to us. Did it make a difference in the game? The end of the
100%.
score line says it did. Would things have changed?
It was a going up goal. It was 2-1.
Correct. But could the result have been different? Could we have won? We don't know, right? It's a hypothetical. Do I think it's a penalty? Absolutely not. Jay, Bill,
I was surprised when it got called, and even watching the replays, just it doesn't look like a PK to me. I'm shocked that it was called. I went to VAR, and VAR checked and said yes. I don't. Think it
I was
a PK.
too.
When he blew the whistle, I thought it was a foul on us. I think the goalie did too. He grabbed the ball, and
Yeah.
then when he realized it was a PK,
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
The
I
fact
agree.
that he
it was
called
soft.
it so quick, it didn't even have to go to VAR or anything. He called it immediately. It was
Because
crazy.
it looked
Yeah.
bad. Because it looked the way he
Because
fell.
of the impact, yeah.
The
But I'm
impact.
surprised VAR didn't call it back. Jay said
Just
you said it was
to-
soft.
Yeah, I thought it was soft. I mean, in the live, I thought he punched him in the head. But then
Yeah,
I
me
saw
too.
it after, I was like, nah, that's kind of soft.
Yep.
I thought the goalie had every right to go for that ball as well. So
I
But
agree.
it was not inside
It's
the
surprising
6.
to see
it was
it
outside
called.
the 6.
I know, but the goalie still has a right to go for the
Still,
ball.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. MVP of this game. I'll start the other way, Kenny.
I got to give it to João Mario again. He played really well, especially in that first half. I thought they were combining really well, creating a lot of chances. So, Ned, I'm surprised with that score right
Me
there.
too.
I was just about to say this.
I don't
Yeah.
know
Whatever this app is drunk.
It's definitely
Point.
And even Enzo's the lowest score on there. So it just shows he's got we're going to see some bad games and some good games, but I think it all, together as a unit, I think they still, Florentino, Enzo, João Mario, Nez, I think they're all going to be good this season. And but I would give it to João Mario again today.
Oscar.
Yeah, I agree. I think João Mario. I thought Grimaldo had a great game, but João Mario to me was our MVP. He not only did he creates chances. I mean, the guy's all over the place. This last 3-4 games, to me, he's been phenomenal.
Bill, quickly, Nelson's comment. O Neres faz golo, mas aqueles 2 lances de contra-ataque no final da primeira parte.
Yeah,
aqueles
so annoying. That pissed me off.
Dude, oh my God. Parecia o Rafa a decidir mal. It was so aggravating. We had one, it was 4-on-3. Then another one, he could have passed it early. He didn't. What a nightmare. Bill.
If we had, talking about Rafa, if we had strikers today, Rafa could have had like 3 or 4 assists.
Yeah.
Just so you said.
Neres had another one where he coming down the flank and he cut across.
The striker just scored a goal.
You see the one that Rafa isolated, legit left him alone with the goal.
Dude, I've seen Rafa miss so many goals. Please stop.
Yes, we have. We have.
You guys can address each other. You don't have to like talk without.
Yeah, we all know who you're talking to.
Bill, who's your MVP?
João Mario. I think he controlled the game. Last game and this game, he's really coming to his own. He's not just scoring goals. I think he's controlling the game. He's kind of bringing the defense to attack and kind of doing what Enzo was doing when he was playing well. And it's good to see when Enzo's dropped off, there's someone else there to kind of pick up the slack a little bit. So.
Hold on.
Chico
Marcelino says Musa has all the finishing qualities of a prime Mekukula. That's a good one. I actually think Musa is going to be a decent striker for us. I'm not going to lie. He did good at Boavista in a team that wasn't that good. I think that if he has the proper time to play and the confidence, I think he could be a good player for us.
Petit really liked him. He saw the interview Petit gave.
Yeah. Jay.
I thought this game, João Mario, I thought Otamendi played pretty well, but those 2 goals that we gave up kind of went to shit. But I thought João Mario was the force today.
Okay, I'm going to go a little bit different. I agree with all of you guys, but I'm going to say Otamendi back in the 11, and he had a couple of massive tackles.
Oh, yeah.
And he had a goal. In that first half, it was basically 2-on-1, him by himself and the guy coming down the wing, and he took a chance. If he gets beat, he looks really bad there, but he got it, and he fucking eliminated that play because if it was going to basically be a breakaway or he had to take that chance, and fortunately it panned out. But I'll go with Otamendi. Just
you gotta blame him on their second goal too. I don't know how he lets it
that's the reason why I didn't go with Otamendi. That second goal was his fault.
It was his fault.
Like Nelson said, I think in the comments here, I think it was Nelson. Grimaldo also is MIA.
He's on a counter attack when Grimaldo's up top. But if you followed his guy, he let his guy go be isolated. He was on him the whole time. He let him go.
So if you watch the replay, he's caught in between 2 guys, right? One of them, it was Enzo's guy because Enzo was tracking him back. Enzo kind of let up, and then Otamendi's caught in between 2. Otamendi jumped up thinking he was going to play the ball back, and he played it across. But yeah, I agree. It's his. I mean, at the end of the day, it's his man. So.
Nelson says o Musa junto com o Banza foram os 2 melhores pontas de lança fora dos grandes na temporada passada. For those of you who don't know, Banza's crushing at Braga. Eu teria optado pelo Banza, era o substituto natural do Darwin. Veio o Musa. Quando marcar o primeiro, vai ser tipo catch-up.
One thing to add: all 3 of our strikers missed like spitters today.
Yeah. Yep.
All 3 of them, including
hopefully
Musa,
they got them all out.
Ramos and Arrojo. Arrojo's, I was like half off my seat, and I was like, wow, dude, he skied it.
Yeah. All right, let's do 10-15 minutes here. Champions League group stage. Here are the pots. Pot A, Ajax, Liverpool, Napoli, Rangers. B, Porto, Atletico, Leverkusen, Bruges. C, Bayern, Barcelona, Inter, Victoria Plizen. Eintracht, Tottenham, Sporting, Marseille in Group D. E, Milan, Chelsea, Salzburg, Dinamo Zagreb. F, Real Madrid, Leipzig, Shakhtar, Celtic. G, Manchester City, Sevilla, Dortmund, and Copenhagen. And H, PSG, Juventus, Benfica, Maccabi Haifa. I'm going to start with our group, naturally. Those of you who are in the chat, let us know your thoughts. You feeling optimistic? You feeling nervous? We'll start with our group. I'm going to start with you, Jay. What do you think the standings are going to be at the final of match day 6?
We're going to be in second place. I think I said it in the chat. It's going to kind of resemble last year's. I mean, like how it's not. I mean, this is me guessing, but I think we're going to fight for second with Juventus, and I think the games against them are going to be the crucial ones. I don't know how much chance Benfica has against PSG, but I think that they'll fight for it, at least at home. But Juventus, I think we tied there and we win at home. So I think that's the deciding factor, and I think we finish second. PSG finishing first, and Juventus third, and
So
Maccabi Haifa last.
So PSG, Benfica, Juve, Maccabi for Jason in Group H. Okay, Kenny.
Yeah, so I've come around on our group. So initially, my initial thought once the groups came out, I'm like, oh, Sporting got a good draw. But after listening to, I think it was Oscar, I tend to agree with his point, and I'll let him go into it more. But Sporting's group's a little more even keel, right? All the teams are have an equal chance at coming out on top. So I think those games are a lot harder versus having a PSG in your group where they're clear-cut favorite. They're going to be in first, and then you're fighting against one other club to get the second spot. Whereas Sporting is really competing with them all to get the points and get at least the second place in there. So I do think it's better off having a group like ours where there's a clear-cut favorite that's most likely winning all the games, and then you're fighting with one other team for that second position. So I agree. Obviously, I'm not gonna say Benfica is not gonna get out of the group. I think it's gonna be tough, but obviously, like Shiku said, like Jason said, it's gonna come down to that home game against Juventus, and we have to come out with a win there. So I'm obviously gonna say PSG, Benfica, Juve, and Maccabi.
Okay, Oscar.
Yeah, Kenny just said it, but I think the biggest concern to me is the PSG plays Juventus and Turin the last game of the group, right? So PSG by then might be qualified already, or not even care about points anymore, right? So Juventus has a good chance of beating PSG, and so we need to get points. If not 4, we should get all 6 against Juventus, or also be very, very a toss up until the end. We might, like Kenny said, we have almost, and I'm not saying guaranteed because nothing in the Champions League is guaranteed, but we have an easier 6 points already on the table, and then we have to compete for at least another 4. All right, and the other 4 can come from a PSG tie or possibly a Juventus tie and a win, right? So I think I agree with Kenny. It's going to be PSG, Benfica, Juventus, and Maccabi.
Bill, you agree?
Yeah, I agree. I think looking at it, right, you automatically get like the, oh shit, Juve, PSG, right? It's not team that you be. They're kind of in a rebuild phase right now, but I agree that the important games are going to be the Juve games, home and away. If we can take points away, and we got to definitely at home, we need to take points. And then if we can somehow steal points from PSG, I think are huge. But to kind of piggyback on what Oscar said, last year I'm pretty sure Bayern played Barca last game, right? Bayern had it locked up and still smashed Barca at home and sent us through. I mean,
Bayern was home.
Was no matter what. But they were qualified. They had no reason to field a strong squad, and they still did and still won handily. So it's not to say that like by then PSG's already through that they're going to put out a weak team. Like they could still put out. I mean, it's PSG. They're fucking.
They have
benches.
a weak team.
Yeah, exactly. Their bench still strong. So,
I mean, they just tied Monaco.
I mean, it's a shame.
So.
Yeah, I mean, you never know what can happen.
I mean, it's a game. Anything can happen. So, but I agree. I think it's PSG, Benfica, then Juve. But those games against Juve are critical.
Okay. Nelson says, go ahead, Kenny.
No, I was gonna say hopefully Maccabi can get at least a point out of the group stages, so they don't go with nothing and they get it.
Yeah, they take it from
not
someone.
against us though.
Not
Yeah.
us. Yeah, not us.
Hopefully,
not
they don't
us.
take it from us.
I mean, if we don't that, then we don't deserve it. Period.
Correct. Nelson says we could end up with 10 points and not pass, which has happened in the
That's
past.
very true.
That would suck.
Yep.
That would
Yeah.
suck.
That's why I said a minimum of 4 points again, other than the 6 against Maccabi, but that can possibly not even do it. That'd be 10
Correct.
points.
Yeah. Kenny, I'm going to start with you. And for the other groups, just give me your formation or your standings, and you can give me 30 seconds as to why if you choose to. Kenny, Group A, Ajax, Liverpool, Napoli, Rangers.
Oh boy. I'll go Liverpool, Ajax, Napoli, Rangers.
I agree.
Jay's going to say the same thing. Okay. Oscar?
Depends. If Ronaldo goes to Napoli, Napoli gets second. but it's going to be I right now as their teams are. I think Liverpool, Ajax, Napoli, and Rangers is correct.
Okay. You guys think Ajax still makes it considering all the guys that
Nope.
they've lost?
But they've been I just looked at the history. They've been killing teams. Same thing.
Okay. Bill?
Liverpool, Napoli, Ajax, and Rangers.
Napoli, Ajax. I'm actually going to agree with Bill. I think Ajax, they just lost Anthony.
He finally got sold.
Yeah, for 100 mil. Ridiculous.
Crazy.
Where's he going? Me and you.
Manchester.
Man United.
Where did these motherfuckers get this money, dude?
The burning ship. They print it, dude. In the basement at Old Trafford, they print it.
Fucking better than America.
They have the same printing press that Barca has.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna go Group B: Porto, Atletico, Bayer Leverkusen, and Club Bruges. Yaremchuk is gonna bury those rivals from the north.
Can I
Oscar,
go?
Hold on.
Wait,
Oscar, go first.
what B team?
B.
B
Porto, Atletico, Leverkusen, Bruges.
It's going to be Atletico, Bayern Leverkusen, Porto, Bruges.
Porto, Bruges. All right, Jay.
Same thing as Oscar, but Porto last, Bruges third.
Ooh, man.
Not the peaks.
Except Falvey.
I'm already pushing it with putting Porto third.
Why?
Because I think Bayern Leverkusen it's the same level as Porto, so it's gonna be 50-50 toss up right there.
Bill.
I'm agree with Oscar. I think it's Atletico, Leverkusen, Porto, then Bruges.
Wow.
Okay. Kenny.
I feel like Porto does well in Champions League. They tend to always get out of the group stage.
Do they? Because last year they didn't. Just
Yeah,
reminder.
well, not every year, but I feel like they always put in a good showing. I'll go Atletico, Porto, Leverkusen, Bruges.
Okay. I'm gonna go. I said it yesterday. I think it was yesterday when Porto or Sunday when Porto played against Rio Ave. I think they've lost a lot of key players and they haven't replaced them. Right, like Bruno Costa starting in the midfield for me is absolutely ridiculous for a team like Porto. Based on their squad today, I'm gonna say Atleti, Leverkusen, Porto, Bruges, just because I think that with games every 3 days because of the World Cup and the group stage is going to be condensed and it's going to happen fast. It already starts next week. If they don't bring in enough reinforcements at the proper level, I think they're going to struggle, not just in Portugal, but I think they'll struggle in Europe especially. And then it's a matter of what do they prioritize, the Portuguese League or the Champions League. Group C, Bayern, Barca, Inter, Vitória, Plizen. Do we agree that this is a group of death? And I'm going to start with Bill.
Yeah, easily the group of death. Bayern topped the group. I'm going to say Barca finished second, Inter third.
And Victoria, poor Victoria.
Yeah, they finished last
Okay.
with probably no points.
I agree with Bill.
Okay. Bayern, Barca, Inter, Victoria. Kenny?
I'm actually going to go Bayern, Inter, Barca, Victoria.
Bayern, Inter, Barca, Victoria.
Wait, what did you guys say, Bill?
How it is
It's-
right there.
I said
They
yeah,
have it as
that's
a
how it's set
picture.
up.
Bayern, Barca, Inter, Victoria, please.
Can I go back and change my Porto one?
Sure. What do you want it to be?
I want to put Porto second because I just looked at Leverkusen's record and they have like 20 losses in the last fucking 20 games. They suck.
Okay, it's been updated. What's your pick for Group C?
Group C, Bayern. I think Javi is making a great team with Barcelona now. We got fucking Lewandowski there killing it. So I think the same lineup as
You
right
guys
now.
did you guys pick up on what he just said? We got. I thought you
Yeah.
were a Real Madrid fan. You may have just slipped.
Yeah, I may have slipped. I hate Barcelona,
Drop to the go.
but it's gonna be Bayern, Barcelona, Inter, and Victoria.
He was like, we got Lewandowski. Okay, Bayern, Barca, Inter, Victoria. I'm gonna go Bayern, Barca, Inter, Victoria as well. But I think Barcelona might have a chance at first place. It'll be dependent on the games that they have at Bayern Munich. I think they have a stacked team this year. It's just a matter of can they put it together in such short notice. According to Nelson, Group D, o Grupo da Liga da Conferência. I actually think this is probably one of the most balanced groups in the entire group stage. Eintracht, winners of Europa League. Tottenham, I hate them. Sporting, I hate them too. And Marseille, Nuno Tavares is scoring worldies over there. Kenny, who are you taking?
Oh boy. So, I mean,
This one's tough. I think this could
I
go a
don't
lot
know.
of
I
ways.
don't know much about Eintracht at all, really. So
I feel like number one to top it is pretty easy, but the
yeah.
rest.
So I'm gonna go Tottenham. I feel like it's for me. I don't think Sporting gets out. I think Sporting's in third. I really don't know much about Eintracht. I think Marseille's doing pretty well, but they were in pot 4, right?
Yeah, they were probably the best team from pot 4.
Probably, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
could this be? I'll fuck it. I don't care. Tottenham, Marseille, Sporting, Eintracht,
Ooh.
Okay.
and I'm giving Sporting third just to be generous because they're Portuguese.
Oscar. Nelson says soy keepers de merda.
Man. All right. I don't even think Tottenham gets first.
Really?
I don't either.
I don't.
Interesting.
Playing
It's gonna
so
be,
well.
I think this might be the surprise group because they're
Okay,
so
let's
evened
hear it.
out. I think Marseille comes first.
Okay.
Because of
I
Nuno
think-
Tavares.
No, because Marseille's actually. I think they're good. They have the freaking guy that broke Ronaldo's leg in the Euro.
He licks dogs.
Yeah, I know. Marseille first.
Nelson's comment is hilarious.
O Paulinho marca 6 ou 7 neste grupo de muletas.
Fuck, this
All
is
right,
a tough
Marseille.
I
game.
never rolls
All
with
right,
football.
so you guys are talking. I'm not gonna interrupt you guys. Marseille,
Think, bro.
Tottenham, Frankfurt, Sporting. Toma, caralho.
Bill.
Tottenham, Marseille, Frankfurt, Sporting.
Okay. Jay.
Frankfurt, Tottenham, Marseille, Sporting.
Damn, no love for
This one's got the
Sporting.
most changes.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna go with Tottenham, and then Marseille, and then Frankfurt, and then Sporting. Again, like I said about Porto, I think they lost a lot of key players and they haven't brought in enough quality. And I think this group is probably one of the most balanced, if not the most balanced. Não se esqueçam que o Tottenham tem grande treinador, Antonio Conte. He's got a lot of experience. And, I mean, let's be honest,
Harry
on
Kane.
paper, Tottenham's by far the
And
better
Son.
team in this group.
Yeah.
Not just experience, quality, money. It's a huge different
They're
ball
playing
game.
well.
Group E. AC Milan, Chelsea, Salzburg, and Dinamo Zagreb. Bill, this one might hurt you a little bit, but I'm going to start with you because your
Does.
shit team is in there.
Yeah,
they
good
look like
fucking
shit.
good game today.
They look like shit.
Let's
Oh,
see
what
if
happened?
it
Chelsea
reflects
lose
in
or
your
something?
picks.
Did Chelsea lose?
Just I
Yeah.
think yeah,
Southampton.
maybe. Yeah.
So they'll still get out of the group.
Good.
All right, what's your
I'm gonna say
standings
they
there?
finish first, but
Oi,
I think that's being
praised.
generous. I think that's being generous.
Your heart's
But I'm
talking
gonna
to you.
Yeah. So
right,
I'm
so
gonna
Chelsea,
say
who else?
Chelsea, Milan, Dinamo, then Salzburg.
Okay. Jay.
Exactly how it shows. AC, Chelsea, Salzburg, Dinamo.
AC, Chelsea, Salzburg, Dinamo. Okay. Kenny?
I'm gonna go with Tank the way it is.
Mm-hmm. Same here.
Oscar's going the same, and I'm going the same as well. Group F, Champions League winners: Real Madrid, Leipzig, Shakhtar, and Celtic Jota. Oscar.
Real Madrid, clear favorites. Then I'll go Leipzig, Shakhtar. No, actually, Leipzig, Celtic, Shakhtar. Let's go Jota to Europa.
Okay. Kenny.
I go with what Oscar said.
Okay. Bill.
Same. Yeah, I think Celtic finished third.
And Jason.
Same.
I'm gonna go with Real Madrid, Shakhtar, Leipzig, and Celtic.
No love for Jota, huh?
No, I just
Jota
think
scores 2 Champions League goals.
all right, we'll see. Group G, last one here. Man City, Sevilla, Dortmund, and Copenhagen. It's actually not a bad group either.
I'll leave it as
Jay,
it is.
You're gonna leave it as it is. All right, let me just put this down here. So Group G, Oscar says City, Sevilla, Dortmund, and Copenhagen. Jason?
I would just swap Dortmund and Sevilla. Sevilla
So
third,
Dortmund second.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would do the same. City, Dortmund, Sevilla, Copenhagen.
Bill?
I leave it as is, like Oscar said. Fucking Spanish teams, man. Sevilla's been good.
Sevilla is good on this.
Yeah. I agree. I'm going to go with the same thing. All right. Well, that concludes our predictions here for the group stage. Nelson said Chelsea, Salzburg, Milan, Zagreb in that group. He said Porto finishes last. Salzburg está recheado de miúdos com talento. O ano passado fizeram a vida negra a toda a gente com a média de idades mais baixa da Champions. Generally, they have a pretty good team, pretty competitive. So we'll see how that pans out.
So you guys all have only Benfica out of group stages.
In the Portuguese teams?
Portuguese teams?
Yeah, Portuguese.
No, I have Porto.
I do.
changed
Oh,
mine.
you swapped Porto.
I tried to Porto second.
Kenny
I
has
had both.
Porto. No.
I had both other Portuguese teams finishing last.
Yep, me too.
And he's proud of it.
He's falling. I don't give a fuck.
All right. Well, that concludes our agenda for today. I want to thank everyone that was in the group chat or in the chat, giving us their thoughts, their opinions. Nelson, já é tarde aí desse lado, por isso obrigado por teres participado. Amanhã, se quiseres, o podcast em português, às 21 horas, um horário mais acessível para ti, de preferência com 0 pontos para os outros dois. Era bom. Assim, para não gozarem os nossos 0 pontos há uns anos. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Give us a like, give us a follow, share, subscribe. If you're listening to us after the fact, don't forget to go and check us out on social media as well. On the audio version, de nada, yeah. Manda aí umas mensagens no grupo. Gentlemen, as always, a pleasure. Good to get the crew back together again. We've got 8 in a row. Let's go for 9 on Friday. We got Vizela at home. We haven't hit this record in 40 years in the times of Eriksson with so many wins to start the season. Let's see if we can keep rolling. As always, have a good rest of your night. Viva Benfica, and we will be back next week. Later, boys.
Viva!
Later, boys.
Yeah, boys.